Hi, I'm Bridget, and thank you so much for joining me today for this 15-minute full body yoga. So we're going to work on some stretching and some strengthening, and hopefully at the end you're feeling better than you did when you got on your mat. So today we're going to start in our wide-legged child's pose. So bringing the knees as wide as your yoga mat, walking the big toes together, we're going to sink the hips down towards the heels and walk the arms out really nice and long. Letting the forehead rest down on the mat, stretching through the side body, and bringing the attention to the breath here. So just checking in with how you feel, taking a moment for yourself to just set the tone for our practice today. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Feel the body getting really heavy. Really reaching through those arms, pressing down through the hips. Lengthening through the spine. And then let's look forward towards the hands and then slowly walk the hands over to the left side of the mat. Stretching through the right side of the body. Nice deep breath in and exhale. We walk the hands back through center nice and slowly. And then over to the right, stretching through the left side of the body. And exhale, let's come back through center. We'll make our way onto the hands and knees for our tabletop. Just for a moment, and then we'll find our downward facing dog. So curl the toes under, walk the hands forward, and then press to lift the knees away from the mat. Send the hips back towards the top corner of the room. And then we pedal out the feet. So walking it out, bend the left knee, and then through the right. Nice and long through the arms, so really pressing through the hands, pressing into all 10 fingerprints, all 10 knuckles. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears, so wiggling it out a little bit here, finding some movement. And then exhale, we find a moment of stillness. Bring the attention to the breath. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. On an inhale, let's look forward between the hands, bend through the knees, and we'll go for a nice slow walk up towards the front of our mat, and we find our forward fold. So give the knees a nice generous bend here so that you can really release through the spine. Hinging at the hips, we round forward over the front of the legs. Maybe going for a little sway from side to side. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Bend the knees even more. And then on our next inhale, we're going to find our halfway lift. So trace the fingertips up the front of the legs. Keep that nice generous bend through the knees. So bringing the hands up to the hip creases, and then we flatten out through the spine here. So checking in with the body, draw the shoulders away from the ears. We inhale and exhale, round it forward. Inhale, ground down through the feet, and we roll it all the way up to standing, moving nice and slowly. Curl the tailbone down, start to round through the spine. Let the head and the neck come up last. And then we find our Tadasana for just a moment. So let the palms shine forward here. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Lifting the kneecaps up, so drawing energy up from the soles of the feet and sending it up and out through the top of the head. Maybe closing down the eyes for just a moment. And then softly blinking the eyes open, and we're going to find our warrior two from here. So I'm going to center my right foot and then step the left foot towards the back edge of my mat. So I've got the outside edge of that left foot parallel with the back edge of my mat, and I'm going to bring a nice generous bend into my right knee, almost stacking that right knee above the right heel. So take a moment to set yourself up here. We're curling the tailbone down, so almost pressing the hips forward so that we're really flattening out through the pelvis and through the spine. And then I'll send my arms out nice and wide. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe bending a little deeper into that right knee. Finding the breath here. Exhale. And then on an inhale, I'll find my peaceful warrior. So flip the right palm, send the fingertips forward, up and back, letting the left hand just rest along the side of the left leg, stretching into the right side body. And then on an exhale, I'm going to cartwheel my arms down to frame that front right foot, pivot on the back foot, and then I'm going to step the right foot back to meet the left. We find our plank here. So taking a deep breath here, in through the nose, and exhale. Let's lower all the way down to the belly for this one. Palms underneath the shoulders, elbows are drawing back. We lift through the chest, press into the tops of the feet, cobra. And exhale, we lower back down. Tuck the toes under here. We're going to come back up through our tabletop. Bend the knees and lift the knees away from our mat. We find our downward facing dog. Pedal it out through the feet, nice and strong through the arms. Pressing the chest towards the tops of the thighs here. You can bend the knees as much as you need to. Finding that little bit of movement. And then finding stillness. Inhale, we look forward between the hands, bend through the knees, and let's walk it forward to the front of our mat. Find your forward fold, ground down through the feet. Give those knees a nice, generous bend. Let the head get really nice and heavy here. And then on an inhale, we find that halfway lift. So trace the fingertips up the front of the legs, stopping halfway, flattening out through the spine. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, we round it forward. And inhale, let's roll it all the way up to standing. Start at the tailbone, rolling it up one vertebrae at a time. And take a moment in your Tadasana when you get there. Let the palms shine forward. Maybe close down the eyes. You might like to bring the palms together at the heart. And then gently linking the eyes open, and we will find our warrior two on this side. So I'm going to center my left foot and then step it back with the right. So we're aligning that outside edge of our right foot with the back edge of the mat. Bring that nice deep bend into our left knee and send the arms out nice and wide. Drop the shoulder blades here. We're curling the tailbone down, so nice and flat through the spine, almost like a nice long line from the top of the head all the way down to the tailbone. Sending the fingertips nice and wide, maybe bending a little deeper into that left knee. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, we let it go. On an inhale, we're going to find our peaceful warrior. Flip the right palm to the left palm. Send the fingertips forward, up and back. Breathing into the left side body this time. Just let the right hand rest on the right leg. Maybe looking up if it feels okay. Nice deep bend into that left knee. And on an exhale, let's cartwheel the arms, frame the left foot, and then step it back into our plank. So again, let's find that nice long line from the top of the head right down to the tailbone. Nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, let's lower all the way down to the belly. We find our cobra, press into the tops of the feet, draw the shoulder blades back together, pressing into the palms. And exhale back to the belly, and we'll find our wide-legged child's pose again. So coming back Through our tabletop, we'll take the knees as wide as our yoga mat, sink the hips, and we'll walk the hands forward. So I like coming back to a child's pose just to check in with the body, check in with the breath, check in with the mind. Noticing how you feel. You might like to rock a little bit from side to side. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back up through tabletop. Cross one heel over the other. Come back through seated. And we're going to make our way all the way back to lie down. Keep the knees bent. When you get there, we're going to find our reclined pigeon pose. So we'll keep the left foot down on the mat. We're going to stretch the right leg out nice and long, so sending the right foot up towards the sky. Then we're going to bend through the right knee, bring the right foot to the front of that left knee, so creating like a little figure 4 shape here. And you can just stay here, pressing that right knee away from the body, nice and active through the feet, so drawing those right toes back towards the knee. Or if you'd like a little bit deeper of a stretch, then you can reach the hands behind that left leg and draw both legs in towards you. We're going to take a moment here, breathing into the stretch. Nice and active through those feet, so toes are drawing back towards the knees. Maybe closing down the eyes. Taking a nice deep breath in. And then exhale, bring the left foot back down to the mat if you've got it lifted, and we'll unravel and take it to the other side. So we're going to send the left leg up nice and long this time. And then we'll cross the left ankle in front of the right knee. You can either stay here pressing that left knee away from the body, or interlace the hands behind the right leg and draw the legs in towards you, nice and active through the feet again here. So drawing those toes back towards the knees. Breathing into the stretch. This can be quite a deep one. I can feel it quite a lot at the moment. Just noticing where you're at, finding the breath. And then on your next exhale, we'll bring the feet back down to the mat, unravel. And keep the knees bent here, so soles of the feet to the mat. And we're just going to windscreen wiping the knees down to one side and then over to the other. Back and forth. And then when you're ready, come back to center and we're going to find our happy baby. So you can either take one leg at a time, so lifting the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling and then taking the palm to the inner arch of that foot, drawing the shoulder back down towards the earth. If you would like to, you can take both legs, sending the soles of the feet up, shoulders are drawing down towards the mat. Pressing the tailbone down towards the mat as well, so really trying to flatten out through the spine here. If it feels like too much to have both legs lifted like this at the same time, then just take one at a time. If you're still on the right leg, you can lower it now and we'll swap to the left. If you've got both legs, and just holding, bringing the attention to the breath. And we'll take one more breath wherever you are. And then exhale, releasing, bringing both of the feet back down to the mat. And then we'll send the legs out nice and long to find our Shavasana. Arms come to either side of the body, palms facing up, drawing the shoulder blades down. You might like to lift the hips, tuck the tailbone, and then lower back down. So give yourself permission to take up space here. Take a couple more nice deep breaths. I encourage you to stay here for as long as feels right for you. Letting the body start to get really heavy. Let the breath slow down. Seeing if there is anywhere else that you can let go a little bit more. And I'm going to leave you here. When you're ready, you can make your way back to seated. But thank you so much for joining me for this class today. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste.